Alright everyone, if you're playing Priest and keep getting one shot whenever you stand near the boss, or you're using Healing Wave and Holy Nova but your team's HP is still dropping faster than you can heal it, then the problem might be your emblem setup. Priest isn't an easy class to build because you have to handle both damage and healing at the same time, so if you build in the wrong direction, one side of your performance will always end up lacking. In this video, I'm going straight into the 9 emblems that I consider the most optimal setup for Priest right now, along with an explanation of why I chose each one, so you can apply the same setup to your own account. Playing mobile games on your phone is great, but after about 30 minutes, your phone gets hot as a piece of charcoal, the battery drains like crazy, and not to mention the tiny screen causing you to misclick skills over and over again. If you're dealing with the same problems, stop for a few seconds because this is the solution I've been using for the past year. That solution is playing mobile games right on your PC with BlueStacks, one of the most popular and best optimized Android emulators available today. Instead of putting your expensive phone through all that stress, you can bring your entire mobile game library to a large PC screen and play all day without worrying about running out of battery or damaging your phone. So, what do I like most about BlueStacks? First, the super flexible key mapping. Use your mouse to activate skills, move around with the standard WASD keys just like in a real PC game, with extremely fast response times. Second, the multi-instance feature. You can run multiple accounts at the same time, making it incredibly convenient to farm materials or grind alt accounts without having to buy another phone. Third, performance optimization. It supports high FPS and sharp graphics while using your computer's resources efficiently, so even a mid-range PC can run games smoothly. Overall, if you want to take your gaming experience to the next level and grind the rankings smoothly without worrying about damaging your phone, BlueStacks is definitely a must-have software. I've left the official and completely free download link right below in the description and pinned in the comments. Go ahead and download it and give it a try today. Before we get into the list, I want to quickly talk about Priest's skill mechanics, because understanding the skills is the key to understanding why I prioritize these stats. Priest has 2 clear branches. The Holy branch has Smite, which fires a holy projectile that deals damage while healing the ally with the lowest HP. Healing Wave sends a beam bouncing between allies and enemies, dealing damage while also healing your team. Holy Nova creates a massive 30-meter radius wave that provides powerful AoE healing, while Kingdom Come is the ultimate ability that continuously summons Divine Light 15 times, dealing damage and healing at the same time. The other branch is the Void branch, with Mind Spike, Shadow Rift, Shadow Lash, and Void Legacy, following a similar concept, but replacing holy damage with shadow damage while still keeping the healing component. The common factor across almost the entire Priest skill set is that nearly every skill has a dual effect, meaning you deal damage and heal at the same time through the same action. This is extremely important because it means that increasing attack or damage bonus on Priest doesn't just increase your damage, it also increases your healing output, since the healing rate of this class scales with your damage output. That's exactly why I'm going to prioritize emblems with attack and damage bonus stats, instead of going all in on pure defensive stats. Now let's quickly go over how the emblem system works for anyone who isn't familiar with it yet. The emblem system is located in the Collection UI, where you equip cards corresponding to monsters or characters you've collected onto your combat pets. Each pet can equip 3 emblems, and you can use up to 3 pets at the same time, giving you a total of 9 emblem slots to optimize. Each emblem unlocks its full 2-line stat effect when it reaches level 40. The first line is usually a flat stat such as attack, HP, or defense, while the second line is a percentage-based stat such as damage bonus, HP bonus, or DMG reduction. The system also has collection rewards, meaning that when you collect and upgrade enough emblems to reach certain tier milestones such as T9, T13, T18, and T27 for rare cards, or T12, T18, T24, and T36 for epic cards, you receive permanent bonuses like all basic stats or damage bonus and reduction for your entire roster. One thing I really want to emphasize here is the value of epic cards. For example, Screech Bat has much higher collection reward milestones compared to rare cards, and at T36 it provides an additional damage bonus and reduction. These are the kinds of stats that are not easy to compensate for through skills or gear alone. So as a long-term strategy, I recommend prioritizing high-tier emblems and upgrading them first because their value doesn't come only from the 2 individual stat lines on the card, but also from the permanent bonuses they contribute to the entire collection system. Now we get to the main part, the 9 emblems I recommend, divided into 3 groups for your 3 pets. Each group has a specific purpose, so the overall build gives you strong survivability while still maintaining solid damage and healing output. The first group is Vitality, and this goes on pet number 1. It consists of Hydra at tier 3 out of 5, giving you 77,400 flat HP along with 6.2% DMG reduction. Webweaver Cryptlord at the same tier, providing 180 defense and another 6.2% DMG reduction, and Bloodseek at tier 2 out of 4, giving you 43,000 HP and an additional 4.5% DMG reduction. The reason I chose these 3 cards for Pet 1 is simple. No matter how strong your Priest's damage and healing output are, if you die early in the fight, none of it matters. Priest usually needs to stay near the middle of the formation, so Healing Wave can bounce between multiple units, which means you're going to take a fair amount of AoE damage. These 3 cards together give you more than 16% total damage reduction along with a huge amount of additional HP, which is enough to help Priest survive boss AoE attacks without having to dodge constantly. That allows you to stay in position and focus on continuously casting your skills. The second group is Wisdom, and this one goes on pet number 2. It consists of Screech Bat at tier 3 out of 4, giving you 68,800 flat HP and a 3.7% attack bonus. Obsidian at tier 3 out of 5, providing 180 attack and a 3.8% HP bonus. And Darktide Hydra at the same tier, giving you 180 evasion and another 3.8% HP bonus. I designed this group to provide balance in both directions. The HP bonus from Obsidian and Darktide Hydra amplifies the base HP you already gained from the first group, while the flat attack from Obsidian and the attack bonus from Screech Bat directly improve your healing output, because as I mentioned earlier, Priest's healing rate scales with damage output. In other words, this group acts as a multiplier for both your survivability and your damage, rather than leaning too heavily toward either side. The third group is Skill, and it goes on pet number 3. This group focuses purely on attack and crit to push your overall output as high as possible. It consists of Hellworm at tier 3 out of 5, giving you 180 attack and a 6.2% damage bonus, Flesh Golem at the same tier, providing 180 crit res and a 3.8% attack bonus, and Spellbound also at tier 3 out of 5, giving you 180 crit and another 3.8% attack bonus. This is the group I recommend upgrading last, after you've already secured enough survivability. It pushes your damage bonus and crit high enough to give abilities like Healing Wave and Holy Nova a chance to critically heal for huge amounts, which can be extremely useful when your entire team suddenly loses a large amount of HP and you need one powerful heal to save the fight. As for upgrade priority, based on my personal experience, I recommend following this order: Vitality first, Wisdom second, and Skill last. The reason is simple. A dead priest has 0 output, while a priest that survives for a long time with lower output still provides value because it can continue healing the team consistently. You should also prioritize higher tier emblems, especially tier 3 and above, over lower tier emblems, even if you already own more pieces for the lower tier cards. The collection rewards from higher tier milestones provide much stronger permanent benefits overall than simply spending all your resources trying to quickly max out a lower tier card. One more thing I want to point out is that you shouldn't completely ignore evasion just because it might seem less relevant for a support class like Priest. In longer fights, dodging even a few attacks from a boss can effectively save a significant amount of healing that you would otherwise have to spend recovering your Priest's own HP. So cards like Darktide Hydra or Roving Goblin, while not at absolute top priorities, can still be reasonable alternatives if you're missing pieces of the main emblems I mentioned earlier. To sum everything up, building the right emblem setup for Priest in WoW Adventure isn't about simply picking the cards with the highest damage and throwing them into your slots. You need to understand that Priest's healing scales with damage and then balance your stats between survivability and offensive power. With the 9 emblems I just listed across the 3 pets, You'll have a priest that can survive longer in combat, maintain consistent healing for the entire team, while still having enough damage output to make a meaningful impact when needed. If you're missing some of the emblems from this list, don't worry. Just prioritize farming the higher tier cards over time and use temporary replacements with similar stats until you complete the setup. What emblem setup are you currently using for your priest? Let me know in the comments. And if you found this video helpful, don't forget to like and subscribe for more class builds and guides in the future. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you in the next video.